Some people arrive with everything your heart was searching for. Not too early, not too late. But you arrived carrying the right love inside the wrong season. And somehow, that hurts more than goodbye. You felt familiar before your name, like a truth I already knew. A quiet place beneath my ribs, a light that slipped my darkness through. I never questioned what I felt, it settled deeper every day. But timing stood between our hands and slowly pulled the world away.
Don't leave.
We were not missing love between us, we were missing room for it to stay. Every feeling grew in silence while life kept turning us away. You were everything I needed at a moment I couldn't choose. The right heart standing before me while I was learning how to lose.
Some loves don't break from lack of feeling. Some loves break under the weight of time. And every part of me still wonders how we looked so wrong and felt so right.
Stay.
I never doubted what we carry, not for a second, not a day. But every dream was tied to choices neither heart could rearrange.
I watched your love through trembling fingers, afraid to hold what couldn't stay. Sometimes devotion isn't enough when life has already made its claim.
I know.
Still you, we kept finding pieces of forever inside moments built to disappear. Every touch became a memory before it even settled here.
You were everything I prayed for, just beyond the reach of faith. The one my soul kept recognizing, the one who simply came too late.
No anger lives inside this sorrow, no blame remains for either side. Only a love that kept on growing
With nowhere left for it to
There are wounds that heal with distance, and wounds that quietly remain. Not because they hurt forever, but because they once felt true. If another life exists somewhere, beyond the years we couldn't bend, maybe there we meet without conditions, and love reaches its natural end.
stay.
With me.
Don't regret the way I loved you, not a single breath we shared, even unfinished, even broken. What we carried still was right.
You became my sweetest question, the answer I could never hold. A fire that arrived in winter, our tragedy was never that we lost each other. Maybe it was meeting the right soul after life had already chosen its direction.
And knowing
Love was never the problem. Time was. We believed forever was something we could hold. We spoke it easily, like a vow protected from time. But time listens, and sometimes it takes back every promise we thought would never fade. Your name once lived beside tomorrow, like it belonged there naturally. Every dream carried your reflection, every plan wore your memory. We built forever from small moments, tiny pieces of ordinary days, never knowing how quietly distance learns to change.
stay close forever. Nothing shattered in a second, nothing burned beneath the sky. Love can fade without a warning, without a final goodbye.
We promise more than hearts can promise, more than time can let us keep. Now those words drift through the silence, like forgotten prayers asleep.
I still hear them when I'm lonely, every vow we used to trust. Some promises survive in memory, even after turning dust. Every certainty, every future we design, how easily we called it endless, how completely we believed the lie.
Not because we meant deception, not because our love was small, but because no one ever teaches
how time can alter all.
I know. The years became a quiet river, pulling us where we never planned. And somewhere between growing older, we loosened our hold on each other's hands.
We promised we would never vanish, never become a fading name. Yet here we are inside the distance, trying to recognize the flame.
And though the future broke around us, though forever slipped away, part of me still guards those promises,
like they were spoken yesterday.
nothing can erase.
Because even now your memory still reaches where words cannot.
And some promises keep breathing
long after they're forgot.
always. If I could stand inside that moment before the years began to run,
I'd still choose every promise,
knowing what we become.
not because the ending spared us,
Not because it left no scars,
but because for one brief lifetime
I believed with all my heart. And somewhere beneath this silence,
beneath everything we've lost,
the words we gave each other
still refuse to disappear.
remember.
Still forever. The saddest promises are not the ones broken by betrayal. They're the ones abandoned slowly, not by choice, not by cruelty, but by time. But by time.
There is a kind of love that never receives a farewell. No final embrace, no last chance. Only silence and the impossible task of teaching your heart to stop waiting. I still carry your name carefully, like something sacred in my hands. Not because you're coming back, but because love doesn't understand. The world continued without asking. The seasons moved across the sky, yet part of me remains suspended inside the moment of goodbye.
I'm here, don't cry. I don't search for signs anymore. I don't chase what cannot be. But your memory still finds places hidden deep inside of me.
How do I stop loving someone who never truly left my soul? How do I close a wound that time refuses to make whole?
You are gone beyond my reach now, far beyond what eyes can see. Yet every beat inside my chest still keeps a place for you and me.
Learn to speak softly, not with pain, but quiet weight. A presence woven through my breathing, a door that never fully closed. Some losses don't arrive as thunder, they settle gently into skin, becoming part of who we are, not something left behind again. Still
from the day we fell apart.
You live beyond tomorrow now, beyond the roads I cannot trace.
Yet every dream still leaves a window open to your face.
I no longer wait beside the doorway. I no longer listen for your call. But some loves become a heartbeat, quietly surviving it all.
Not demanding,
Not fading,
simply remaining,
like a star still shining.
long after leaving the sky.
Stay. If loving you is all that's left now, then loving you is what I'll do. Not trapped inside the past forever, just carrying what was true.
Because some hearts never stop holding the ones they could not keep, and some names stay safely hidden where even time cannot reach.
You are gone where I can't follow,
Gone where my hands cannot remain,
but every quiet part within me
still whispers your name.
still. The hardest part was never losing you. It was learning that love could survive the loss, that a heart could accept reality and still refuse to stop loving. I thought memories would fade, that time would soften them, blur the edges, silence the echoes. But some memories don't ask permission to stay. They simply become part of who you are. Your touch still lives inside my silence, not as pain, but something near, like a song beneath the surface, always waiting to appear. Certain words still carry weight, certain moments still survive, not because I hold them tightly, but because they're still alive.
Still there, always. I have tried to place them gently among the things I've left behind, yet they return without a warning, like old light inside
to leave. They settle deeper as years go by, not fading into distant shadows, not disappearing with goodbye.
They rise inside the quiet moments, inside the spaces words can't fill. And though the world keeps moving forward, they find a way to linger still. I hear your voice in certain feelings, not in sound, but in the way my heart suddenly remembers things it thought had drifted away.
Some loves leave more than absence, more than photographs and names. They leave invisible fingerprints across the soul they changed.
I know.
Still here. The years have carried countless seasons, new beginnings, different skies. Yet one part of me keeps turning toward the place where memory lies.
Some memories grow even stronger as everything around them fades, not because we're trapped inside them, but because of what they gave.
They become part of our breathing, part of every choice we make, quiet companions through the decades, long after hearts
Have learned to break. Stay.
Maybe healing was never forgetting,
Maybe healing was learning
how to carry certain memories without asking them to disappear.
because some loves become stories,
And some loves become blood.
always.
I no longer chase what is gone now, I no longer fight the past, but the pieces that you left me were simply built to last.
Some memories refuse to die, not from sorrow, not from fear, but because they touch something sacred that remains forever here.
And every quiet part within me,
Still protects what we became,
not the ending,
not the leaving.
only the love that changed my name.
Remember,
Always the memories that stay the longest,
are rarely the loudest.
they're the ones that arrive softly years later,
And remind you,
that a part of your heart
never truly left.
The hardest goodbyes are not born from anger, not from betrayal, not from the absence of love. They come when love remains and asks you to step aside. I loved you enough to notice the dreams hidden behind your eyes, the ones that reach beyond our future, toward a different kind of life. I saw your heart pull toward horizons I could never ask you to refuse, and every part of me was breaking, knowing what I had to choose.
Don't stay.
Love is not always holding closer. Sometimes it opens trembling hands. Sometimes devotion means surrendering what you cannot demand. So I let you go toward your sunlight, even while mine was fading out, because loving you became larger than my fear, my need, my doubt. And every step that took you farther tore another piece from me. But I would rather lose your presence than become what clips your wings.
Don't leave. Don't leave. Never spoke about your sorrow, but I could feel it in your eyes. Every smile carried a fracture, every silence held goodbye. And though my heart wanted to stay there, wanted love to fight and plead, I knew the kindest thing between us was the one thing neither needs.
I know. Some sacrifices where no glory, no applause, no victory, only quiet acts of courage hidden underneath greed.
You were never mine to keep forever, never mind a cage with fear. Love became a door left open, though I wished you'd stay right here.
If happiness has found you, if your skies are wide and blue,
then every wound I carry softly was worth surviving for you.
There are people we hold tightly, and there are people we love enough to release. Not because they matter less, because they matter more. Flying. So go where your heart feels called to. Go where your spirit feels alive. I'll remain among the shadows, see your light survive.
And though my hands came home empty, though my nights still speak your name, I would make the same decision, I would choose the same pain.
Because love was never ownership, never chains or guarantees. Love was watching you keep growing,
even when it wasn't with me.
Always. Some people think sacrifice means losing, but sometimes the purest form of love is protecting someone's happiness, even when it breaks your own heart. Even when it breaks your own heart. Some people meet and everything makes sense. The feeling, the connection, the certainty. Yet somehow life keeps turning the pages, as if they were never meant to share the same ending. You arrive like quiet certainty, like peace I never knew I sought. Every doubt inside me faded, every battle slowly stopped.
There was no question in my heartbeat, no confusion in my soul. Loving you felt less like finding, more like finally coming home.
Right here.
Stay.
But life was drawing different pathways long before our hands could meet. Some roads travel side by side, yet never truly become one street.
We were written in the same story, but on different pages of time. Close enough to feel forever, too far apart to call you mine.
And every dream that held your image slipped away before it could start.
Fate kept moving us in circles while love stood still inside our hearts. Carried you through every season, through every year that passed me by. Not as sorrow, not as burden, but as a truth I couldn't deny.
Some connections leave a mark deeper than the life we share, a kind of love that keeps existing even when you're not there. Still you.
Always.
We kept reaching through the distance, through the choices we didn't control. Like two stars sharing one horizon, never touching, always close.
Destiny kept changing directions every time we stepped within.
No betrayal,
No mistake,
just a world that wouldn't bend.
and a love that kept surviving without ever reaching its end.
Maybe fate isn't cruel. Maybe fate is simply indifferent. It doesn't ask what hearts desire. It only moves.
And sometimes
Love is left trying.
to catch up, stay.
If another road had opened,
If another year had begun,
maybe we'd be standing closer.
maybe we have become one.
But reality chose differently.
And neither heart could change its course.
So I carry you like quiet sunlight,
A beautiful and distant source.
because some loves never fail.
They simply need a destiny
They cannot overcome.
so close.
The tragedy was never that we didn't love enough.
The tragedy was loving completely
Inside a life
that wanted something else.
The years are strange. They take so many things away. Faces, moments, dreams. But some loves,
They don't grow old.
they stay exactly where you left them, waiting inside the heart, while everything else changes. I watch the seasons gather slowly. One by one they fill the years. Friends became old photographs, and laughter softened into tears. Life kept asking me to move on, to build new roads, to start again. But part of me remained beside you in a story left unfinished then.
Still here, always. Time can age the hands that hold us, silver every strand of hair. Yet some feelings stay untouched, waiting quietly somewhere.
Now the years keep passing through me, like rivers flowing to the sea. But one question still survives them: what if you had stayed with me?
Would our hearts have grown
imagine ordinary moments, the kind we never had the chance to know. Small conversations in fading daylight, simple comforts as we grow old.
Not grand forever, not perfect endings, just your hand finding mine after all those years.
Still you,
I know.
the hardest dreams are not impossible ones. They're the lives we almost lived, the future standing close enough to touch before the world decided otherwise.
Now the mirror tells a different story, lines where youth once used to be. Yet your memory remains unchanged, still waiting faithfully in me.
And though the decades keep on turning, though countless chapters came and went, part of my heart still measures time by the love we never spent.
Stay.
I don't regret growing older, I regret growing older without discovering what we might have become.
Some questions lose their power.
This one never did.
Always. Always.
If love could see across the years,
It would find me standing here,
a little wise,
a little lonelier,
still holding you.
somewhere near.
And if there comes a final moment when
This tired heart is finally through.
the last unfinished thought inside me
Will probably belong to you.
because some loves reach their ending,
And some loves simply travel beside us,
growing old without a conclusion.
still.
Still, people think heartbreak fades. Maybe some of it does, but unfinished love is different. It doesn't ask to be healed, it only asks to be remembered. The hardest part of betrayal is not the lie. It's discovering that love survives it. That after trust collapses, your heart still turns toward the person who broke it. I never fear the truth between us. I fear the things we'd never say, the quiet cracks beneath the surface, growing deeper day by day. You stood beside me while drifting, close enough to touch yet gone. And when the truth finally found me, the damage had already begun.
I'm sorry, stay. I wanted anger to replace you, wanted distance to erase your name, but love remained inside the ruins, refusing to behave the same.
How do I stop loving you after everything you broke? How does the heart keep reaching for the hand that let it go? Trust fell into 1,000 pieces, scattered where we used to stand. Yet somehow love survived the wreckage, still trembling in my hands. Forgive.
I wish I could undo the fracture, undo the silence, undo the fear. But some mistakes become a shadow, following us year after year.
I never meant to be a sorrow, never meant to wound your faith.
Yet intentions cannot rebuild the things we let break.
Why still you? There are betrayals born from cruelty, and there are betrayals born from weakness, confusion, human flaws. Neither hurts less.
I still remember how you loved me before the trust began to fall. And that's the reason healing hurts, because I remember it all.
The honesty, the safety, the future in your eyes.
Now every memory shines differently beneath the darker light.
Don't leave. Some wounds ask for forgiveness, others ask for distance, and some ask for both.
Because loving someone and trusting someone
are not always the same thing.
Forgive me. Forgive me.
Maybe one day I'll remember you without feeling the fracture underneath.
Maybe one day your name will rest without waking old grief.
But tonight the truth remains simple.
I loved you more than I knew.
And even after all the damage,
Part of me still loves you.
not blindly,
Not completely.
just enough to mourn.
What we once were.
Forgive.
Trust can be rebuilt.
Sometimes,
Love can survive.
sometimes. But the saddest part is this:
Even when the heart forgives,
it never forgets the sound of breaking. inside a few final sentences. A handful of words, a pause. A goodbye that doesn't sound like goodbye. And years later, you're still listening to it. I remember every detail clearly, every silence between the lines, the way your voice grew softer, like it already knew the night. Nothing shattered in that moment, nothing dramatic filled the air. Just two hearts standing at a crossroads, neither ready to go there.
Stay.
One more time.
If I had known those were the last words, would I have spoken differently? Would I have fought against the ending, or simply held you quietly?
I replay that final conversation more than I would like to admit, searching through familiar sentences for something that I might have missed. A hidden sign, a different ending, some small reason to believe that love was not already leaving. Tell you everything I couldn't explain, but fear has a way of stealing words when hearts are standing in the rain.
So much truth remained unspoken, so much tenderness stayed behind. Now those unfinished confessions still return from time to time.
Still here.
I know.
It's strange how certain conversations never truly reach their end. They continue inside memory again and again and again. I replay that final conversation, not because I'm trapped in the past, but because a part of me still wonders how something beautiful moves so fast.
One more minute, one more answer, one more chance to understand why forever slipped so gently through our hands.
Forever. Is a collector. It saves ordinary moments and turns them into monuments, especially the last ones, especially the words we cannot hear again.
Stay.
To that final fragile exchange, to the sound of two people speaking
before everything changed.
And though the years keep moving onward, though life has carried me away,
those last words still live inside changed by time or distance.
Because sometimes an entire love story can survive inside a single goodbye. One more time. I don't remember every day. I don't remember every argument or every promise, but I remember the last conversation. Every word, every pause, every second, as if my heart never stopped listening. You left, and life continued. The days kept arriving, the world kept moving, but absence has a strange shape. It settles quietly into everything that remains. Your absence isn't empty silence. It has a voice I still can hear, a quiet weight beside my breathing, a presence even when you're not here. I never found a way around it, never learned to make it disappear. It follows gently through the years, like a shadow growing near.
Still here.
Always.
Some people leave behind memories. You left behind 1,000 pieces of yourself inside my soul.
I still live among the traces, among the echoes of your name. And every road I travel somehow feels different since you came.
Your absence learned to walk beside me, to sit where love once used to stay.
And though I keep moving forward,
It never fully fades away. Stay.
I stopped expecting your return, stopped waiting by impossible doors.
But healing never meant forgetting what the heart still honors.
You became part of my reflection, part of how I understand pain.
Part of every quiet lesson.
Love leaves behind when it remains.
Still you.
I know. There are absences that disappear,
And there are absences.
that become part of your identity.
You became one of those.
I still live among the traces, the invisible things you left behind,
The changes written deep within me.
the fingerprints upon my mind.
And though another life surrounds me,
Though years continue passing through,
a silent corner of my heart
without letting it carry me.
Stay. Stay.
The shape you left inside my life never truly disappeared.
It softened,
It settled,
but it remained here.
and if love leaves marks upon us, then yours became part of my skin.
A quiet proof that something beautiful
Once lived within. So I keep walking with your memory,
not as a wound that needs repair,
but as a love that changed my soul
and left its shadow there.
still.
Some people leave and take everything with them. Others leave
And become part
of everything that stays.